Hey, good morning. Just want to make a quick little video to kind of explain who I am to start with. And maybe later on I'll get into the whys and well, more of the whys and the whats I'm doing. I'll touch on it briefly in this video. But I took some notes because I tend to ramble and I don't want to lose everybody's attention. I'll try to make this quick. So who am I? I'm a 54-year-old single male with no kids living in the United States of America. Arizona to be particular, the high country of Arizona, as you can see. Beautiful. So, I make the median income in this state. So I'm not poor by any stretch of the imagination, but it would be a further stretch of the imagination to think that I have excess money. excess money. So I've never been in a position to save. I've always had jobs that just kind of pay the bills, and so here's I'm getting close to retirement. It's also been that I haven't been smart enough. Money has never been my focus. It just hasn't been. And I've been dumb, but I don't really regret that too much because, again, my focus hasn't been on money. It's been on happiness, which ironically has been hard to find also. But yeah, anyways. So I've worked consistently since the age of 14. I'm tired. I don't want to keep working. You look in the United States of America at people like me who haven't saved for their retirement, are getting close to retirement, or getting close to retirement age, but they're not going to retire. There's no way they can in the United States of America. Like my Social Security right now, I looked it up, and I think it's like $1,600 a month right now. That would barely pay my rent, and who knows what's going to happen by the time I'm actually collecting. That might not pay my rent, which would have me working as a Walmart greeter or collecting shopping carts like you see a lot of elderly people doing, and there's no chance I'm going to do that. At some point, I want to enjoy my life, and so I do have a plan. I plan on retiring in the Philippines. I'm dating the most amazing woman I've ever met in my life, and I'll get emotional thinking about her. It sucks that I can't bring her to this country right now. We plan to bring her this year, but with all the immigration stuff, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but people are being stopped at the border for clerical errors on paperwork and being put in fucking prison cells, and so we're not going to risk that. We're not going to risk anything like that with her being thrown in a jail cell for days or weeks, and then getting turned around and sent home. And she could lose her job in that time, depending how long it took. So anyways, that's just not an option at this time. So I plan on retiring in the Philippines. Best case scenario, 5 years. Worst case scenario, 7 years, which would be 7 years would be my retirement age, 62. $1,600 a month in the Philippines would go a long way. I would be living comfortably, as you see many retired individuals doing in the Philippines. The people there are amazing. Anyways, we'll get into that later. But so yeah, I guess again, back to my notes. I don't ramble on. But if I want to do that in 5 to 7 years, I had to make some hard choices. If I continued living in an apartment in Flagstaff, spending all of my money, all my income on my living expenses, what am I going to do? Then in 5 to 7 years, I'm going to move there and just live off that retirement? Sure, I could. Well, not 5 years, 7 years, I could. And I could be comfortable, but I don't want to just be comfortable there. I want to be more than comfortable. I want to set, like in the meantime right now, we plan on getting some land, maybe building a house. I want to be up in the mountains. I'm not a water guy, and I'm also not a big city guy. Excuse my coughing if it's going on the microphone. But so that brings me to what I'm doing right now. I have difficult choices to make, and that choice that I made was to move out of my apartment and live a nomadic lifestyle is what I'm going to call it. Intentionally homeless. I have a 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm a small individual, so if I was any taller, if I was 5'8", I could not do this. I could not sleep comfortably in the back of my Jeep. However, at 5'7", on a good day, I can. I bought myself a 4.5-inch memory foam mattress off of Amazon for about $100. I am as comfortable in the back of my Jeep as I was in my 10-inch memory foam mattress in my apartment. I get people who say, God, they feel bad that I have to do this. Please don't. This is a choice. I could stay living like that. It would just affect the rest of my life. And so I made a hard decision to do what I need to do right now to better the final chapter of my life and to better Lovelane. That's my girlfriend's name, Lovelane's life. It's the first time in my life I've ever been, I found somebody that I am absolutely perfect for, and she is perfect for me, and I put her ahead of myself. I try to help her out. I've helped improve her life. we're building our life. We're building a little bit of a business over there, and we got plans for more. So that's what I plan on doing. I guess that was kind of it. What I want to do today is just kind of talk about who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So in a nutshell, I'm a 54-year-old man who makes middle income money, and I need to do something to get out of that hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck living and prepare for the final chapter of my life. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm starting to live a nomadic lifestyle. I'll get more into, I've got my Jeep over there. I'll get more into how that's set up, and what I'm doing into it as time goes on. I have a Jackery solar setup. I'm getting some storage boxes for the top to take more stuff out of the Jeep and be able to bring more stuff with me, because that's what this lifestyle, I think is going to be the most difficult thing about it. And what I'm going to have to do is continuously improve upon it and make it better, and easier. Just so right now the frustration is having to move stuff around to find stuff, and then you bury stuff and then you forget where it's at, and it gets a little bit frustrating. So that is going to be the priority right now, is making this lifestyle more comfortable. I'm going to get a solar shower put on my Jeep, because I went to the Flagstaff Athletic Club, or I looked online what their fees are. Their monthly fee is fine, but for some unknown freaking reason, there's like a $300 and some sign up fee. What, I gotta give you $300 for the right to give you $70 a month? No way. I don't do that crap. Holy shit, I almost got taken out by bark. But so solar shower, I'm gonna do some stuff like that down the line. We'll get into all that later on, but I just want to introduce myself right now and tell you what this channel is about. I don't know how much I'll be doing this. I'm not so much into the documenting my lifestyle as I am into just living the lifestyle. So but we'll see how it goes. So just want to introduce myself. Have a great day.